Hello, my name is Jamila Rowe, and I am here to submit my discussion post for Module 2 and explain my view of teacher professionalism and how it guides my professional practice. And, I was able to read this um, entry or read it and, really have an opportunity to reflect on it because I honestly feel like as a teacher in 2017, one of the biggest things we have to be is open minded and flexible and inclusive. Our students are ever changing, their circumstances are ever changing, and we have to be responsive to that. That goes along with being culturally responsive. As things happen with our students, as far as shifts in their social economic status, I feel like that's a reflection on maybe their culture. I'm not talking about African garb or St. Patty's Day traditions. I'm more so talking about the things that plague their communities and their neighborhoods, and the things that prevent their families from gaining employment and, actually being proactive in their child's education, because I think all those things kind of go together. But National Board Professional Teacher Standards, I commit to students and their learning. Absolutely. I feel like that is a very surface statement. However, one of the things that really sticks out to me is I think systematically about my practice and I learn from my experience. And I do. I don't treat all of my students the same. My approach to them is not a one size fit all approach. I literally treat my students on a case by case basis because one, they aren't the same students. They are not the same people. They are individuals. They react differently, and they take things differently. Um, Based on a lot of different things. So I am constantly having to reevaluate how I approach this situation with this student, or how I engage this student, or how I present this information, or I tackle this conflict, or I address this emotional challenge that this child is going through. So I am just constantly reevaluating, reflecting, and saying, oh, wow, Jamila, you should probably do this differently this time, or the next time you have to talk to them, don't talk to them in front of everyone, or don't go in your office by yourself, or whatever it is. But definitely just being reflective and being able to apply things differently the next go round. One of the things I actually subscribe to the American Educator, and I got an article. Well, I got a magazine back in December, and it talked in great detail about creating safe and inclusive classrooms. And that goes back to the point that I made. Our students are changing, and they're becoming more vocal about who they are as individuals way sooner. This whole LGBTQ era that's happening, this wave with our students, I feel like as teachers, some of us aren't as open-minded as we need to be for our students, for it to feel like a safe and inclusive space. And I try my best to open myself up to all of my students, to create a safe haven in my classroom. And my students know that, and they come and they confide in me. And I feel like if some more of our teachers are able to be open-minded about the shift that has happened in education with people, with the children, with the technology, with the social media, our students will react differently to our instruction. They will engage with it more because they feel like it's coming from a safe place, and a place that is genuine and not just trying to meet a data mark. So these are some of the like major components in which that affect my practice on a day-to-day basis. My students just deal with so many things emotionally and socially that it impacts them academically. So there are layers in which I have to address my students, and I am just constantly refining my practice and hoping that I could be a better professional for my students.